Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? How you doing today? Welcome to Conversations with Malik, featuring Jeff Joes. Let's start it off. With my music. Let's go back and get it from the top. Yeah. 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 That's how I gotta come in. Nice. Nice. Conversations with Malik featuring Jeff Joes. Good morning, everybody. It's a good day. It's a good day to be alive. It's a good day to be here. All right, let's fade. Let's fade. Let's fade. Let's fade. Let's fade. How y'all doing today? I just want to start out by people are sending me announcements and events that's going on in the community. So I just want to good morning, Nola. I see you, Valerie. I just want to start out with a couple of things that's going on in the community. My friend Gregory Wiggins is performing December 1st, this Friday, at the Jamaica Performing Arts Center, 15310 Jamaica Avenue, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets are available. Go check it out. It's a joyful and complete chaos, a labor and delivery Christmas carol inspired musical. So go check it out. See what it's about. We got the STEP organization, STEP Day Camp Inc. presents a night of comedy at G's Restaurant and Bar. G's got good food, by the way. 139 243rd Street in Rosedale. It's right off the Conduit, right behind the bank. We got my man Talent's gonna be there. Talent and Friends. Talent's been funny for years. Give them a check out. And this is all to STEP is Summer Tutorial Enrichment Program Day Camp, doing something positive in the community. They operate the camp in the summer. They're partners with New York City Parks. They're going to be doing, this year, they're going to be doing a fest with book bag giveaways, Easter egg hunt going on. So they got some things going on at January 6, 2018. So look out for that at PS 156, right there in the area. Check them out. Today's a good day, and there were some things that I wanted to talk about today. And so, we try to start out our days with to-do lists. We put together a to-do list of what it is that we need to do for the day. And that's important. Those that, the saying, those that fail to plan to fail. But I want to tell you something, that putting together a to-do list for the day, and yes, having a vision for my life, the things that I want to accomplish, what it is that I want to achieve throughout the course of the day or the week or this year. A lot of us, the New Year's are coming around, so we're going to be making New Year resolutions. But I just want to bring it back to today. So you might have your to-do list together for today. But I want to ask everybody a question. Did you put together your not to-do list? What about your not to-do list? Because see, it's this whole thing. I was talking yesterday about growth and development is more about subtraction than it is addition. So my not to-do list is more important than my to-do list. Because there's things that I'm going to do that are really the enemy of me being most effective in those areas of the things that I'm setting out to do. The things that I don't need to be doing. Good morning. Good morning, Marv. The things that I don't need to be doing. Good morning, Veronica. Tammy, I see you. Chris. My not to-do list is actually going to be what sets the stage for me to do the things that I need to be doing with supreme effectiveness. I want you to follow me. Follow me. Because in order for me to be at peace and to have what we want to call a successful day, and whatever that's supposed to mean to you, what a successful day is or isn't, I have to set up the environment so that there's things that I'm not going to do that's really my enemy. So the other part of that question is your environment set up for you to succeed today? I started my day. I didn't eat anything unhealthy. I had my bulletproof coffee. I had my water because that's what I have available to me. That's what's in my environment. I bought my juice last night. I got my juice here. My Extreme Green from the health store. Shout out to Foy, Fountain of Youth. Located on Hempstead. Hempstead right off of Springfield. Health food store. So my environment is set up for me to ingest healthy foods. I didn't watch no garbage this morning. I pray and meditated. I took time out to listen to some inspirational lectures on YouTube. I've been up early doing paperwork for my business. I haven't tuned in to anything that's going on out there. Why? Because me getting Malik right is most important. How I start the day. The first hour of the day is going to set the tone for the rest of the day. You in the hour, listen, for the rest of this weekend, I want people to interact with me. And I want you to let me know how you're doing with these things. But I guarantee you, if you win the first hour, you're going to win the day. Just try with small goals. Try to win the first hour of the day. Start out the first hour positive, doing things that you know you need to be doing and not doing things. Don't pick up the cell phone Forget Facebook, forget Instagram. Give your emails some time. Your emails are going to be there. Wait a second on the emails. Get your spiritual house in order the first thing in the morning. Because remember, the not to-do list is more important than the to-do list. What do I need to avoid today that usually holds me back? What things kind of trigger my inner urges? And we all have faults. Listen, I have faults. I have things that trigger my inner desires. I like sweets. You know, I walk into Dunkin' Donuts to get my coffee. I try to just keep my head down and just ask the lady for the coffee. I don't even want to look at the donuts. Hey, Sasha, how you been? Is my environment, so what's my environment going to be like today? And have I set the stage for me to be healthy? When I get in the car, I'm usually listening to something spiritual. I put on my hip hop here and there. I tune in a little bit to CNN. But it's what I feed myself that's going to determine how I feel about myself, because it's what I feed my mind that's going to shape my outlook. So now follow me here. Follow me. If you go to different parts of the planet, the life that exists in those parts of the planet are a reflection of the environment. If you go to Alaska, if you go to the Arctic where it's cold, most of the animals are adapted to the environment. They have long hair for the winters, right? They have a good sense of smell. They can smell far distances. Why? Because, you know, it's not an abundance of food. If you go to where the weather is warm, the animals don't have as much fur. You go to Africa, the lions and the cheetahs, they don't have a lot of fur. Why? Because they've adapted, their environment affects them. So a lot of times we got the cart before the horse. We're trying to excel in different areas of life, but we're already defeated before the game even starts. Why? Because my environment for the day is set up for failure. It is. And I have things that I'm doing that's going to prevent me from even getting around to my to-do list. And then my to-do list turns into an Encyclopedia Britannica. You remember the old Encyclopedia Britannica? I look back over and I'm like, oh, wow, I never got around to this. Why? Because number one, when the channel isn't clear and I'm not operating effective, my mind is all over the place. I can't complete tasks. So I'll start out on something and then something else will come to mind and then I'll go to do that. And then as I'm doing that, something else will come to mind and I'll go to do that. And then somebody will call me and then I'll talk to them. And then something else will come up and then I'll get an email over. Now that thing that I started out doing 2 hours ago, I still didn't get around to completing that. Because my mind, I have a mind that's trained to respond to everything outwardly instantly. I instantly respond. I get a text, got to look at it. Get a phone call, got to answer it. Get an email, got to look at it. Get an alert on Facebook, Instagram, got to look at it. All of that is also all of that is that's the environment that's conditioning, because my mind is ego driven. So my mind is always looking for something for me to grab onto, so that, good morning, AB, so that I can have an identity. The ego is looking for an identity. It's always looking for something to define itself. So as the day goes on, especially in this computer tech, this social media environment, this environment where everything is going fast, it speeds me up, and I get lost in the speed of this fast world. So I got to slow the world down. It's only but so much I can do. So I have to make sure I focus more inwardly. So people wonder, they like to talk about the reason why they've failed or succeed, or they might have dreams and goals, but they don't know how to achieve them, or they don't have the resources or the money to achieve it. And I would like to say, I disagree with that. Because I believe that inner resources lead to outer resources. That really first it starts with the belief. That really first it starts in me gaining confidence in myself, me getting in touch inwardly, so that things like depression can't seep in, and self-doubt. Self-doubt and depression seeps in, and a lack of self-confidence is allowed to seep in, because I'm trying to keep up with something that I'm not intended to keep up with. I'm not intended to keep up with this fast-paced world. I didn't make it. How am I going to keep up with it? I didn't create this fast-paced technology here in New York City and in the tri-state area, the metropolitan area. I didn't make the world this way. I was born into it. But I can't lose my identity in it. So when I lose my identity, I lose inner touch with me. I might be working on a job that wasn't my dream job. Some of us are working jobs and you didn't grow up wanting to be necessarily be what you're doing. There's people that's driving for MTA. You didn't grow up saying, I wanted to be a bus driver. But why are you driving a bus? Because why? You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your family. So we spend hours and hours and hours upon hours at the construction site. Maybe whatever it is that we're doing. I have a friend that was a lawyer for years. Me and him was talking the other night. We went for a ride. He was a lawyer because his parents wanted him to be a doctor or a lawyer. And now he's a school teacher. And I'm going to have him on the show. He's been a school teacher since September. And you want to know what he told me? He said, I'm finally at peace. I'm happy because I feel like I have a purpose and I'm living in my purpose. And I'm doing what I love. He's not making as much money as he was making. But let me tell you something. It's through him finding his inner purpose that he's going to do some remarkable things with his life. He said, I've never been happier in all my life. Now, so listen, you remember, the movie, The Great Debate with Denzel, that, sometimes we do what we have to do so later we could do what we want to do. Look, I didn't grow up wanting to be in the school bus business. I did not grow up wanting to be in the school bus business, but I'm in the school bus business. 23 years later, I'm in the school bus business. But that's not That's not who I am at my inner core. It's an occupation of mine. See, I have a wife and children. I have a family. Sometimes a lot of us, we get lost in everything. We get lost in all of the people who we're responsible to. And I start to lose touch with my inner resource. So when I lose touch with my inner resource, I can't be outwardly creative. So you look back and you can see, like, you know, there's somebody who started off poor and wound up a billionaire. Or a guy who suffered from brain damage. I remember Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, the guy who wrote, you know, They Came Before Columbus. He talked about how he suffered from brain damage, and his father told him that, son, okay, you don't have access to 50% of your brain. He said, but if you learn to use the other 50% supremely well, you'll be doing better than most people. And he wound up becoming a professor and writing books that changed the world, surely shaped my life. So whatever your dreams and goals are, whatever Malik's dreams and goals are, I can't look outward for the solution. If this person will only invest with me, if this person gives me $50,000, then I could do this. Or if this job hires me, I'm putting the cart before the horse. If I could just find the right man and the right relationship, how about becoming the right person? So when the right person comes along, you can keep them. How about becoming the right person so when the right job comes along, I can keep the job. I can raise in the ranks. You know, I've seen people get opportunity, and I've gotten opportunity. I was sitting with someone at a meeting for a contract, and I'm sitting in the office, and you want to know what the man said? The man told his assistant, he said, this conversation is over. I feel this guy's spirit. Give him the business. He said, draw up the contract, and that's it, Mr. Turnish. We'll talk another time. You're the man for the job. I was in the office 2-3 minutes, sitting with him. He just felt. He felt what was in her. And it's been years now I've been doing business with them. And he tells people, he raves about me. He tells people, I knew from the moment I sat down with this guy that this was the guy. It wasn't so much of my presentation. Seriously, this is real stuff. It wasn't because, yeah, I had a nice folder, my presentation for, what I wanted to present, what my business could do for their business. It was all laid out, glossy paper. I went to Staples and I had the bar graphs. I had it all set up. He kind of barely looked at it. But he was looking at me. And I wasn't trying to convince him. I wasn't trying to kick no game, kick the Willy Bobo. I wasn't trying to G him. And that's what I do in business. That's what I do just in my life. I offer you who and what I am. Because inwardly, I'm right. I found what I was looking for. I'm not looking out there for anything. I woke up this morning and I knew I hit the lotto. Why? Because I'm Malik. I don't want to be nobody else. I'm serious. I used to grow up wanting to be Big Daddy Kane, wanting to be Rakim, wanting to be Jordan. If I can only be like this person, I don't want to be nobody. I want to be me. Malik is the bomb. And let me tell you something else. If you don't want Malik in your life, that's your loss. I don't worry about people that don't speak to me no more. I don't worry about people who don't, they don't talk to me no more for different reasons, or family members who don't come around, or people who've distanced themselves from me, or people who talk bad about me. I mean, goodness, I've had so many haters the past 10 years, and I didn't do nothing but the past 10, 13 years, I didn't do nothing but, allow God to come in and get my life together. The success is God's. My mother's and my father's hopes and prayers and dreams. People prayed for me to be where I am. So let me tell you something. If me and you used to be friends and you decided you don't want me as a friend, guess what? It's your loss. Because you lost the best possible friend you can get. It don't come much better than me. That's how I feel about me. Because I have a lot of good qualities. And so if you would have asked me years ago, hey, Malik, tell me 10 good things about yourself, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. So I want to give everybody listening right now and everybody that's gonna listen, I want you to write 15 good things about yourself. And when we come on tomorrow, I want you to put them on the screen. "15 good things about yourself." Because can I really get in touch with myself inwardly? Do I really know who I am? Is my environment set up for me to succeed today? If I'm working on my diet, what's in my refrigerator? I could tell you a lot about your diet by what's in your refrigerator. Come on, let's talk. I could tell you a lot about your diet by what's in your refrigerator. The first step to changing my diet is cleaning out the refrigerator. That's the first step. And that's just a metaphor for the other things. That's just a metaphor. I'm using that as a metaphor. The first step in any direction to change is I got to first remove, because what did Malcolm X say? No, what did Elijah Muhammad say to Malcolm? He said, Malcolm, if you got a half a cup of dirty water and you pour clean water into it, what do you have? And the answer is, I got a cup of dirty water. But if I pour out the water and clean up the glass and pour new water in, then I got a cup of clean water. So everybody's looking to add. And all you doing is putting new blessings on top of junk. And what you gonna have? You're gonna have junked up blessings. The first step is cleaning up. The first step is removing. The first step to change is moving the things out of the way that's blocking me from being who and what I'm supposed to be, because I'm already who I'm supposed to be. And so the devil, Shaitan, the evil forces, whatever it is that you want to call it, that's out there that you believe or don't believe in, let me tell you something. The biggest trick is the enemy You could describe it as the enemy, the devil. The enemy could also mean the inner me, right? The trick is that it has me looking everywhere outside for the solution to what's going on inside. And the truth, my truth, and who or what I already am or is ever going to be is already there. It's already there. That's why change never happens. That's why true liberation of the spirit, that's why true effectiveness in my life never takes place. Yo, so, you ever think about like the stuff that you was worried about 10 years ago? Can you remember? Can anybody who's listening right now, can anybody remember what was bothering you in 2007? Come on. Oh, better yet. All right. So in 2008, what was worrying you then? What was keeping you up at night? What was the obstacles that you was worried about? 2009. Name me five. Nobody that's listening right now or who is gonna listen to this can name 5 things from 2009 that was so earth-shattering that they thought they couldn't get past. You want to know why? Because it's all a boogie monster. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's all a trick. It's not real. The future's not real. Who has seen the future? I spend a lot of time talking to people, and I'm blessed to mentor and be a spiritual guide, and that's who I am. This is who I am. What I'm doing now, this is me. But a lot of people worries about the future. Who's seen the future? Huh? I mean, who has seen the future? The future's not real. The future, when the future comes, it's going to be right now. There is no future. And the past is events of things that I can't change. So the only thing that's really important is right now, today. What's today's date? Today, what today is it? 30th? Let me see. Today's the 29th. November 29th, 2017. What time is it? 10:55? That's the only thing that's real. Later on today isn't even real. Because when I get to 8 o'clock tonight, it's going to be a present moment. So, I want to leave you with this, right? That let's go over it. My not to-do list needs to be bigger than my to-do list. I need to focus on who and what I need to remove out of my life. The bad habits, the things that I do from day in and day out that cause me pain. Let me set the environment so that I'm not apt to do those things. When I listen to certain music, I act a certain way. So you know what? I don't listen to that music. I took it off my playlist. I got certain music that just make me want to punch people in the face. I'm serious. It just reminds me of back when we was rolling and we was on the boulevard. So I don't listen to it. That's it. It's not in my playlist. Now, if I hear it on the radio or something, okay. It's not the end of the world, but it's not in my playlist. Why? Because the environment of what I feed myself, I've set the environment a certain way. And so that this way I can get in touch with my inner self, and my inner self, now me getting in touch with my inner self, and I've set up a new set of habits, then the effectiveness starts to kick in from those new sets of habits. Because then I start to replace the things that I was addicted to, that I thought that I couldn't live without. I start to replace those things with new things. And those new things help make a new me. And that new me can now do new things. You see? Because known bondage is preferred over unknown freedom. Known bondage is preferred over unknown freedom. Because the current bondage that I'm in, I could be in a place and I know I'm in bondage. I know I'm in some sort of a prison cell. But because it's a comfortable prison cell, it's something that I'm familiar with, then I'll just stay there instead of stepping out into this new freedom that you're telling me I can have. So Malik, what you talking about, man? Malik, you telling me to let go? What's going to happen to me if I let go of all of these things that I'm used to? What's going to become of me? Because, yeah, man, these things are causing me pain, but you know what? I'm used to them, brother. And you want to sound all deep with your big-ass head, talking about all this stuff that, how good it is for you, but I'm suffering. I got it rough. I get it. I'm with you. My head is big. It was called me Big Head Malik. And you know what I mean? You listen, I got a big head. Head is big, and nothing I can do about it. Growing up in Rochdale, he must have squeezed my head about 8,000 times. Goodness gracious. But I want to leave you with that. Do you prefer the bondage that you're in over unknown freedom? And that's just an inventory question. That's just an inventory question. You tuned in again in Conversations with Malik. Peace and blessings, everybody. Enjoy your day. Peace.